Hello crafty friends, Amanda here with day 30 of Christy's 30 days of Christy's Beautiful Life 30 days of sketches. Our sketch today is done by Miss Carrie, and I have been really enjoying going through my photos of our grandniece, and I also had to use the Dreammaker paper one last time because today on June 30th 2023 is the last day that you can order this paper before it's gone, and it's the best paper. It works with everything. I think it's fantastic. And I don't say that about all the papers. I know that may sound bad. Close to My Heart has amazing quality papers. I love that the colors all work together. But some papers to me are just a little too into a theme or don't work for my color family. But what I'm doing here is I have a 4x6 flip flap, but I cut these pictures down to 5 inches tall. And so to do the same thing on the flip flap, I trim it off, and I leave the photos in there as you saw, because I know that I want to leave a tiny border on the top of it so that I can put in this red score line tape, and I just put it right on the flip flap, couldn't think of the word, sorry about that, and lay it in, and then I'm going to trim it off. And once I pull that red tape off, I'm first going to make sure that the photos fit. And you can see there's still a border so I can get my photos in and out. But I'll pull that red tape off, but I'm going to keep the top flap up so that I start from the folded edge. And now I've kind of made this custom size flip flap that works perfectly for my photos. And I don't know about you, but I find that especially for kids' albums that are going to go and look at it, they love interactive parts of it. So I wanted to make sure to have a flip flap. And then looking at Carrie's layout here in the upper left corner, I'm just trying out some of the different papers from this Dreammaker paper pack. I like the circles. The backgrounds of the photos is funny. In one photo they look more blue, and then in the next photo it looks more green. The green one's going to be underneath, so I'm going to have the two with the bluer backgrounds on top, and then the inside of the flip flop, actually their wall looks even lighter yet, almost a white. So I'm just playing with the colors here, trying to pick what patterns I want, what's going to work with the colors in the photos, and not compete against it, but really help showcase those photos and that beautiful smile. And it's funny, I put the red behind it. It's called Rosy. It's a color that Close to My Heart doesn't have. I'm wondering if it's a color we're going to have, but we don't know that yet. So I'm looking here and I'm thinking I need that lagoon because her shirt has some blues in it. The background of the wall kind of has some of those tones, and I just thought that would be a great anchoring piece. I can still use the colored dot paper behind it. I don't know if I'm going to use this pink kind of as that tab folder in there. I did decide to go ahead and use a small strip of the rosy paper, and then I have a punch that does a medallion, and so I punch that out and then I just cut it in half, and now I'm kind of gluing the top of it together, and then I'm going to just adhere it to my thin strip to make it into a file tab right on this thin strip. And so I'm copying this layout pretty closely. I'm not venturing out. There are a few things that I'm going to do differently just because of title and the stickers from the Dreammaker collection that I have. But for now, I am just going with what they have. This was a piece that was left over. I already cut this width. I thought it was perfect. It'll be a great kind of base for my photos to go on. Now, she has her title over top of the photos, which is great, but because I have a flip flap and I have the hinge on that left hand side, that won't work. If I had done it, paid attention, I could have put that hinge on the left or on the right hand side, and I could have put the title over it. But again, with it being something that's going to open, I'm not sure that it would work to have the title behind it. Anyhow, I'm going to glue down my papers here. It's funny, as I've been still unpacking and going through some scrapbooking and supply boxes that were mine from Michigan, so 4 years ago from a move, I'm finding different things. And in my tape runner, I have actually, it's a 1/2 inch wide tape, so I'm using that up just to get it out of my stash. And I put my tape a little too close to the edge here, so I'm just using the paper kind of as a knife to cut it loose. And off camera, I went ahead and grabbed a piece of the Lagoon cardstock, and I cut 3 layers of the letters Dream out. By doing the 3 different layers of the Dream, it gives them some heavier weight, it gives them some dimension on the page without being too bulky for an album. And then this sticker, Believe and Sign, also came from the stickers. The section that was after the E in Believe was just a little too long for me. So it's funny, I thought about dovetailing the other side, but it didn't seem, this seemed to work. Just do it like this. So that's what we're going to keep it to. So I'm going to turn all these letters over so that I can add my glitter glue on here. I did trim the right hand side of that yellow piece off so that it would tuck under easier and I wouldn't have to shove so much in. This sticker of never forget how incredible you truly are, I think that's a message that we all need to hear repeated. You know, that's the tape that we need to run in our heads, not some of the other tapes that tend to get stuck in there. This butterfly is a thin cut from the You Are Enough papers. I think it was a couple, 2 or 3 years ago, special, kind of the same time frame as this Dream Maker special. And it just, I cut it out of the rosy papers and absolutely love it. I'm trying to make this work and it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and take the round sticker off and see if the butterfly will go up there. And here, sure enough, it will fit. One of the things that I like about the stickers, as long as you don't really press down firmly on them, they can be convinced to be brought back up without tearing the paper and give you an opportunity to kind of work with your layout again. I apologize for my voice. I am still getting over this cold. I'm not sure what's going to happen when I get on a plane tomorrow to go back to Michigan, but hopefully the air pressure changes will not affect me too much. Here I am taking the honey butter ink. I know lemonade is the color in the paper, but I like the honey butter. Just had some of those orange tones that I wanted. And with second generation, I'm putting some journaling lines. You can barely see them there. They're enough in person that you can write your journaling on for my niece. And then this is a trick that I've done for a while, and if you haven't seen it, now you get to see it. I take my Cricut spatula and use it as the holder for my stamp, especially when I'm doing distress stamping or background stamping that it doesn't have to be a clear image. I don't think I would ever do this like if I was trying to do a title, but you can see here that it's a thinner than a block would be, and it just slips right under the papers that I'm trying to do. And it just allows me to do some of those things more at the end, or when I realize there needs to be some fill in some things. It allows that to happen a little easier. So there's my tool tip for today. And I really like where this layout is going now. I like clean lines, but I'm not a big white space, they call it, person. I'm getting better at it, but I really like where this is going. I like the focus on the photos and the smiles, and I really think that kind of the adding of these splotches from the background element stamp is doing just that. And if you don't have the tool that scoops under the paper and picks it up, I strongly recommend that. It's an amazing tool. It works really well for me. And I have 4 splotches on there. I just need 1 more. So I'm going to take some of my typing paper that's scrap and make sure that I don't stamp on my Versamat, because the Versamat will hold that ink for a while and I've ended up with ink on things I didn't want to have. I looked at doing some gems on this, but I thought this was good. I liked kind of the clean lines. I really liked this layout. It tells the story. I look forward to seeing it with journaling. Be sure to check out the list of Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. There'll be a playlist there so you can see what everybody else is doing. All of the supplies that I used will be in the description of the video and how to connect with me if you want. And I hope you have a great day.